What's happening, everybody? It is great to see you again in the One Plus Den of M. Okay. I cannot believe that we are already at episode 3, like halfway through Secret Invasion. I love this show, and I'm seeing kind of complaints. And I'm also seeing that this show has relatively low viewership. But anyways, I'm seeing kind of complaints about the show. And of course, with the viewership, I feel like we covered this with WandaVision. Some of these shows are going to have a slower burn. It's not going to be like pew pew, bang bang all the time. And I think that's really okay. Some of the best shows on Disney Plus have slower burns. And I'm specifically referencing WandaVision and Andor. Two really, really amazing shows that started out where, people were complaining like, oh, this is boring, or this isn't, not enough's going on for me to keep me engaged, that sort of thing. And I can kind of understand, but I just really, really want to give every one of these shows a chance. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on that. Episode 2. I will be uploading episode 2 if I haven't done so already, but if this episode's crazy, this is definitely I'm going to prioritize this. But episode 2 left us with some questions. I specifically wanted to know about the blood. I was kind of wondering, I thought Skull's bled blue, but I could be wrong on that, and I'm seeing kind of a lot of red. So anyways, Soren. They made a very big point of mentioning Soren, and I think that there's more to Soren's story than she just died off screen. They also, if I recall correctly, or if I read this correctly, recast the actress who played Soren from the Captain Marvel film into this. I wanted to go back and check, but then I didn't want to kind of get into like this deep dive of things. So I do think that there's more to Soren's story, and I really do hope that we explore that more, because Gaia's mom died, and he was just kind of like, your mom died, and she was like, oh, okay. Obviously very upset about it, but I hope that we touch on that more, because that's a big thing, and I know we only have 6 episodes, but it's important. The other thing, Hill is rumored to return in the Marvels, so there is kind of a divide between whether or not the Marvels takes place before Secret Invasion or after Secret Invasion. So I definitely want to see kind of where we're at with that. Again, I don't want to find out anything extra about this show, so I've been very careful. I haven't watched any of the promos other than the original trailer from... I think that was from when we saw, I want to say Werewolf by Night. I've watched literally like one trailer for this. So yeah, not getting too deep into that, but apparently, this I confirmed on IMDb. Hill is credited Colby Smulders is credited for 6 episodes, not one, where it said special guest. I don't know if that's going to be flashbacks per se the whole time. I'm not convinced that she's gone. I think that there was a Skrull working for Gravik who was feeding him intel, and that's how he was the little girl, the woman on the bench, the man in the bar. Somebody had to have been kind of feeding him information on Fury's whereabouts. Some people are saying it's Talos or Talos. As a suggestion, so that is definitely a possibility as well. Episode 2, also wondering about the change in clothes, but it looks like that's Tech. And then we obviously, big reveals, Fury married a Skrull. So that was Charlene Woodward. I confuse her last name with Alfre Woodard, or I could have that backwards again. So some interesting points about that is the director came flat out, like the day of or day after, there was an interview where he was like, yep, Fury knew. We're going to put that in the script, but for whatever reason they didn't. So that's kind of a big reveal. And then when he walked in, she said, you're forgetting something. And he went and put on that ring. So questions about that. So, if he had walked in wearing the ring, actually there's a podcast I follow, and I haven't asked them for permission to kind of mention them on this channel, so I'm not going to just yet. But anyways, one of my favorite people in the world in terms of modding and admitting any group, mentioned that if he had been walking in wearing the ring, it would have been a sign that he was like an imposter, I guess. But if like when he walked in, she said, "You're forgetting something," and then he knew to go and grab the ring, so that's kind of how she knew it was him. That's a very interesting point. So love that. Yeah, so I excited to see what episode 3 holds. Again, we're halfway through, so we've got Super Skrulls definitely coming up. We saw the DNA go through that. So we had Groot's DNA, Extremis DNA, Frost Beast DNA, and Cull Obsidian's DNA. So we did see like an Extremis, somebody with the Extremis virus was out in the world. We saw in Shang-Chi, one of the cage fighters. Groot's DNA was the one that I was kind of questioning because, I mean, could they have picked that up? Like, where would they have picked that up? The Frost Beast, and then Cull Obsidian, I think his hand was left in New York, so that's like not as huge of a deal for me, but getting close enough to Groot to grab his DNA, I'm kind of like, who's a Skrull? So anyways, really excited for this episode. If you're enjoying this show too, comment, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Yeah, that's enough out of me. Let's get into it.
Is it you?
I did want to say, I wonder if his wife is an adult Susie. Like if that's the skin or whatever she has taken on. They have yet to do the proper fanfare where you see like
everyone ready?
Previous shows. Oh, it's happening. Sorry to pause this. I also, something I forgot to mention was, before anything happens, I want to call this out just in case. Not convinced Fury is Fury, period. I'm wondering if he is actually Talos or Talos pretending to be Fury. There's a few reasons for that. I'll try and get into that after, I guess. I don't want to kind of stop mid-episode, but yeah, so that's a theory that I have. And then the other thing was that I was going to mention, lost my train of thought. So, the other thing that I was wondering, when Sonya is interrogating I forget his name, Broseph. We'll call him Broseph for a second. When Sonya is interrogating what's his name, he said that a married couple, was behind the technology for the Super Skrulls. So that's another question I have. Are in any way Nick Fury and Skrull Wifey connected to the Super Skrull? We'll call it technology serum. I don't know that it's a serum, but the Super Skrull process in any way. I think I do mention that in the episode 2 video, but just in case. So those are my two kind of big theories at the moment. The other thought that I had was if maybe the tech had started out as a way to keep one of their children alive, like a Skrull-human hybrid.
Super Skrulls.
Humans will be at all out war with each other within the week.
They said the thing!
While they're at each other's...
Also, I 100% lied. I said I was going to watch this every time. No, I lasted 2 episodes.
This should put Dracov's men on their heels.
Oh!
This new face of yours is...
Beautiful?
Who is she?
Well, that depends on where this goes.
So not Susie then. But perhaps she reminds him of her. Yeah, go through her phone. That's historically always gone well. I do appreciate how tense this show is, and I feel like I do use that word a lot, but this one you kind of feel it in your gut.
Right on schedule. The UN plane will be at Neptune's coordinates.
He's lying. He made that up.
Thank you, love.
He's one of those. I'm here.
You want some?
I don't like him
What
very
I want is for you
much.
to stand down and stop murdering innocent humans.
Not yet.
The edge.
That was very unsettling.
All these miscreants know is murder.
My daughter's name stays out of your mouth.
Neptune is a British sub. I know who to call.
Whoever this is, you shouldn't have this number.
What do you know about a British submarine called?
First, I want an apology.
I'm answering the phone like that from now on.
Well, you'll have to double down. Because you rather rudely attached a nasty bug to my beloved hoot. He has a rather dashing little eye patch now.
I'm serious, Sonia. I have it on good authority. Neptune is planning to launch on the UN delegation.
I see.
Sorry, Nick. I was busy kicking Bob's ass. Second floor. Last door down the hall.
Copy that.
Nobody calls me Nick, Bob.
Zachary.
Nope, 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 nope. Never, forever. My heart is racing right now, and like, I feel like I know how it's gonna end. Who are we gonna see?
You got it? Okay, now run.
Where are you off to, Gaia?
Oh, turn around.
You will look at me. Are you a leader of Skrulls? Or a West End?
Yeah. But that's not Gaia. It is. What the ass? I'm just gonna digest for a minute because Okay, so I had to go back and watch the end of that again, and have some tea and kind of process what just happened. That was kind of a big one. These episodes are like where they're ending is quite frustrating. This one actually, so Sonia, I love Sonia so much. The way she answered the phone was great. They did a callback to Dreykov in the 1998 scene, and if you're not familiar with that name, Dreykov was the villain in Black Widow. So I guess back in 1998, which I think was around the events of Black Widow, the very beginning of Black Widow, I should say. I think that was like, I want to say 96 for some reason, but anyways, the 90s, like the beginning of that movie. So Fury had been kind of tracking him for quite some time, so that's interesting to know, and that he was also tracking him with Vara or Priscilla, his wife, who wasn't his wife at the time. Not thrilled with her at the moment. I knew immediately that she was working for Gravik, and Fury obviously knows because he went through through her phone. We saw that scene there where he looked at it, and I think if you can put two and two together, he's aware. But I wonder what her reasoning is. She, like, everybody is really mad at Nick Fury right now, but I think there's probably more to it. So my thought after kind of digesting that a bit was that perhaps she kind of took it on herself to reignite this secret organization. I think Talos had said that there were 19 of them. So I'm wondering if she kind of started that up again in Fury's absence, and they're in some capacity trying to take down Gravik. So I don't think Guy is dead. Now that I've thought about it for a minute, because it's Emilia Clarke. Like, if they were going to have somebody for 3 episodes, I don't think that they... Well, I mean, it's possible, but I don't know that they would have, gotten Emilia Clarke to do that. Don't think Guy is dead. The other, I really thought for sure, I was certain of it, that Talos had switched places with somebody. That guy who handed him his phone. When he went behind the bus, I thought for sure, because that guy, I don't think was going in that direction to be behind the bus. So I thought maybe him and Gaia had switched, and that's how he got her out. But then she was shot, and we saw her laying there, possibly dead. Well, not dead, but very wounded. And I was going to say, it seems, I'm not an expert on gunshot wounds. I'm not an expert on any type of mortal injury. But it seems that the injuries in this are deadly when I don't know that they should have been. Like, Hill was shot, I believe, in, the right kidney. And I don't know if that would kill you immediately. And then that Bob guy that they were trailing, I think he was shot on the right side of his chest. And I mean, I'm sure that's not good, but I don't know that you would immediately die from that. So my first thought when that happened, and I didn't say anything because I was like, is their heart on the right side? But then Gaia gets shot on the left and is potentially laying there dead. So who knows? Yeah, so that's interesting. And then, of course, we ended with Vara getting that gun. Interesting thing. So I had gone, like I said, on IMDb, and I saw that Charlene Woodard, was credited for 1 episode. And I think that's just an error that might have to do with the editing process, like where things end off. But actually, that doesn't even make sense because of where, that would be a really expanded. Anyways, so I think that might just be an IMDb error. The other thing that I noticed was that Colby Smulders is credited for 6. And as you may know, there are only going to be 6 episodes in this series. Like I mentioned earlier, there is a divide between whether or not the Marvels occurs before or after this. I think the Marvels was announced first, but I think that the intention was to release this first. So I think because of the pandemic and reshoots and scheduling and all of that, I think that it is possible that they're released out of order and this might be a Marvel's prequel. But I think that's actually a little less likely because I don't think that actual Nick Fury is going to die. Not yet, at least. So anyways, very interesting show, very interesting episode. I'm glad that, we're kind of getting into the meat of it. I think we're in a really good place. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I really want to hear what you think about the show, theories that you have. This one's really, really good for theories, so let me know what you think. And as always, be sure to like and follow if you want to join me along for some other shows. I know that we've got some really cool stuff coming up this year, so I will try my best to get some consistency going for shows. If you've got any requests, I do watch a lot of TV, so I've probably seen it, but any requests that I haven't seen, let me know. And as always, thanks again for joining me in the 1+10 FM. Bye.